I didn't get that.
There's another organization, the exact name is escaping me right now. Something in the Hood. It's on the press release. No, ring a bell.
Well, I know it's Man National Action Network is involved. Mary Church Terrell Council for Community Empowerment.
Where's your church?
My church is on West Chicago and Prairie.
Why are you out here today?
Well, we're here out here today on this cold day just to send a clear message to DTE that to start credit reporting for is a sensitive act to lower and middle class working people. It sends a clear signal that DTE is out of touch with the plight of people today. You know, these are tough economic times, and it's not an opportune time to start, you know, the negative credit reporting for people more than any time need good credit scores.
How does it hurt? How does it hurt?
Well, it hurts people as far as getting loans, even refinancing a home. There was an article in the paper about a guy had a $90 bill, and he neglected to pay it because he was overseas, and it shot his credit score down by 100 points. Now that can hurt you definitely when it comes to interest rates. You know, that's $2,000 to $3,000, right? Especially for a public service provider like DTE. Service public.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're ruining it.
Well, what can you do next? One at a time, okay?
Yeah, for a public service provider, service to the public, it's an incredible amount of business. I think, for a number of reasons, I think the moral climate in our nation and in our state, that we need a wake-up call. So I think this is this issue sends a red flag as far as this is sensitivity. I think it's an opportune time now to stand and let our voices be heard, let the voices of the people be heard and say, hey, enough is enough. You know, we've got to try to turn this thing back some.
What do you think this does for working class and people living in poverty?
Well, it snatches their hope away. You know, if an individual believes that the tide is going to turn and that things are going to get better, a move like this really dashes their hope. And, you know, there's enough despair out here to go around.
It was in a different position. The economy was churning along and doing well. Would this be a different issue? Would this not be as important to you?
Well, you know, I've got some controversy about that because you know, their reason for doing this was a fair credit reporting issue. And I believe people with good credit don't need DTE on their credit. On their report. They've already got other things that would embellish their credit report. So even in a favorable economic climate, I don't think this would be a good move.
You're listening to their argument, and their argument is, well, for like 90% of the people who do pay their bills on time, it's a plus. You're disagreeing with that?
No, I'm not advocating people not paying their bills on time. I believe you should pay your bills on time. But again, I think DTE is out of touch with people who are suffering and cannot pay their bills on time.
All right, very good. Next.
You want to go? Come on up.
You can be Do you hyphenate that, Cook Scott, or not? Just two? Just 3 words. Okay.
Third district, city of.
All right. Why is this important to be out here?
It is important to me because the citizens of the city of Detroit, monopolies should not be allowed in terms of utilities. It's more of a dictatorship. We have no choice but to deal with DTE and Mishcom. As I won the election on this issue, it is an affront to the people who live in the city.
Why?
Because it's unfair when you report to a credit bureau. It's legal because the federal law states that after 30 days you can report it, but it is unjust. We pay a late fee and we're late on our bills. Then they're going to triple dip us by reporting it to our credit agency, which interferes. What are they going to do next? Take our homes? Because we cannot.
How we can solve this problem and how we can reverse these policies. They set this up in August of 2006. They just went into the last phase. But one of the pieces that we citizen, you know, who's struggling the most in this situation. We can't pay our bills late. There are people, and our last piece of the puzzle is that we really didn't feel like they did all they could do to alert the community about this issue. There are people who religiously pay their bills every 2 months when it comes to their gas and electric because they have that flexibility. And when people are poor, or people are middle class, or people are economically challenged, it's unfair to think that they can just switch their process without even thinking about it. So this is why we're here. We want to meet with Anthony early. We want to see if we can solve this problem. And we want to see if we can get justice for the community. If somebody is late, the bureau, which is fair and which is fine, and I think the policy didn't even really need or deserve to be challenged, because if somebody let their bills get far enough to the point where they let the phone, that they let the electric bill get cut off, then they probably need to be reported to the credit industry. But like I say, in an economically challenged time as we in right now, with extreme layoffs and with extreme foreclosures like we've never seen before, I think DTE could be a little bit more sensitive.
Back to square one.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.
Thank you.